Hey everyone, One Big Boss here, and as you can tell from the title of the video down below, we are talking the top 5 games of 2014. More specifically, my top 5 games of 2014, ending with my personal game of the year. Now, I've looked at a lot of videos recently, and I can see that there's a lot of big contenders out there for Game of the Years, you know, all those big media sites and magazines, they'll put up their Game of the Year and stuff, or what wins the official title of Game of the Year. Quite frankly, I don't think my number one spot will win Game of the Year, even though personally I've chosen it because I think it does deserve it. Now, there's other titles out there that do, but again, this is my top 5. Number one's gonna surprise a lot of people, and even people who know me might be surprised by this, and at the same time, might not be so surprised. So, here we go, guys. This is my top 5 favorite games of 2014, ending with my Game of the Year. Starting off our list at number 5 is none other than Mario Kart 8 for the Nintendo Wii U. Now, this was something I was very excited for when they first announced this game a while back, because I had a feeling that Nintendo would deliver with this game, because as fun as Mario Kart Wii and, you know, Mario Kart on the 3DS and the DS versions, you know, they just still didn't capture what I loved about the old games. I felt like that a lot was left out of them, and personally for me, the Mario Kart games on a handheld were never really as fun, because I had played, you know, Mario Kart Advance and everything back in the day, and again, I played the DS and 3DS versions, and they were good for what they were, but I felt like they were just, they were really made to be on consoles, and quite frankly, Nintendo went all out when it came to this game. They must have just sat down and realized, we need to get back what was great about this franchise. Now, granted, Mario Kart games have never really been bad. They've just missed a couple things along the way to make them great. Now, again, my favorite one of all time is still Mario 64 for, of course, the Nintendo 64. That was a defining game for my childhood, and a game that me and my buddies played a hell of a lot of, and quite frankly still do today. Now, this game is pretty much everything that was great about Mario Kart 64, and pretty much slapped together, well put, great music, great character choice for the roster, customization's pretty damn good. The battle modes are kind of the drawback to this, but other than that, the game just retains of like why this series is great and how fun it really should be. So if you don't have this game for the Wii U and you need a good party game for your friends, please do yourself a favor, pick up Mario Kart Wii U, because you will not regret it. Coming in at number 4 on the spot is none other than The Evil Within for the PlayStation 3. Now, this was a game that I have waited a very long time for. Ever since I first heard that Shinji Mikami was working on a new survival horror game, like 5 years ago, I think this is when I first started hearing about this game. I was really excited for it. The premise of it, the trailers, everything about the game looked really good. And when I began doing a Let's Play of it, I was sucked right into the world. But unfortunately, there are some kickbacks to this game that just really aren't... well, it's not that they're not forgivable, it's just stuff that shouldn't happen. Starting off, the characters in this game are pretty fucking bland. I mean, I was kind of expecting a better performance, and hopefully better scripting, better writing, and that's not really what I got. Like, I felt like the main character himself was not really in the game. Like, nothing seemed to have phased him, really. He didn't really react like a person in this creepy, weird situation would have. I mean, I get there's, like, stone cold people and people who have good control of their nerves, but I just wasn't believing his performance in the game and how he was written. The other bad thing about this game was the fact that the controls were pretty bad at times. Like, I mean, I would push him lightly forward, and he would take, like, a massive step, and he would walk into traps, and it was my downfall many a times in this game. But again, despite all that, this game was actually really good. The atmosphere of survival horror, fear, intimidation, it was all there. And I gotta tell you that it was done really well. The game itself, its backgrounds, the lighting, the atmosphere, they look fucking beautiful. And the further you get into the game and the shifting of the world and the nightmarish creatures that come out of bodies and just come out of the shadows in general, I gotta admit, that was handled pretty damn well. A lot of people were saying it's very Silent Hill-like, and I can see why that is. Maybe Shinji Mikami borrowed that atmosphere from Silent Hill, but again, it was still done pretty well, and like I said, I enjoyed the game, and I played this thing on normal, and I gotta fucking tell you right now, playing on normal is no goddamn joke. You get virtually no ammo throughout this game when I played. Now, you can upgrade the weapons, and I suggest doing that. Saving money is just something that is not a smart idea at times, because you really need to upgrade a lot of your weapons. You don't find enough ammo, which really puts the emphasis on survival horror, which is something I really like. But the fact that this was normal mode, I can only imagine what the later modes are going to be like in this game. So, again, this isn't a bad game. It's not exactly the best game. I knew this wasn't going to get Game of the Year or anything like that, but I do believe that this is a game for people who grew up in the survival horror era of, like, you know, like the mid to late 90s and all the Resident Evil, Dino Crisis games, you know, Clock Tower, you know, Haunting Grounds, all those kind of games, Fatal Frame. I think this game is worth a checkout for a lot of people. For me, it was worth buying, aside from minor gripes. But again, it was great to see that Shinji Mikami came back to do a game like this. There are many throwbacks to Resident Evil in this game. Survival horror fans will enjoy it. And again, I can't say anything better about the game than what I've already said. You just gonna have to take my word for it or go pick it up yourself, because I believe it's actually on sale right now for $30 on the PSN. So I don't know what the Xbox is having it, but you know, if you're worried about it and everything, or you know, maybe even in the stores it's a bit cheaper too, who knows. Either way, go pick this game up, enjoy the survival horror aspect of the game, and just take it for what it is, and try not to run out of ammo. Coming in at number 3 is a game that I've wanted for a long time because of nostalgia reasons: Super Smash Bros. Wii U. Now, this game, again, the Smash Bros. Has been around since the late 90s. It has been a fantastic series, and a lot of people were disappointed with Super Smash Bros. Brawl when it came out, but for years that's all we had, because, you know, they didn't patch shit back then through, like, the Wii and everything. I mean, I'm sure they could have, but regardless, there was a lot of hype coming for this game. A lot of people were excited for the character roster. Now, I gotta admit, the character roster, for me, it's okay. I mean, I am pretty happy with a lot of the characters that were in there. Disappointed that some that didn't return. I still don't understand why. But all in all, like, the characters, the gameplay, playing online too, all pretty much perfect. I mean, there's nothing really to complain much about this game. There's a bunch of various modes that they have that you can use and everything to earn character power-ups and unlocking armor and everything like that to help your characters for the character customizations. And just all around, the game was still able to bring about the fun factor of what Super Smash Bros. Is really about. Friends having fun playing video games together, and Smash had done that. Now, I wasn't entirely sold on a handheld version of this game. Like, when everyone was, you know, freaking out, gonna get the 3DS version, I put money down on it, but then I canceled it soon after and just put it towards the Wii U version. Like, Smash, I played the demo and I was right. This was not a game that was made to be on a handheld, but regardless, it finally came to the system. I waited for it, and I was glad. I was glad that this thing came around. It brings out a lot of old nostalgic feelings for a franchise that people love. I mean, hell, even Smash Bros. Melee got into Evo and everything. That's just, I mean, that's pretty awesome to show how powerful and just great this game really is. You know, the 8-player Smash in it, that was a great thing. The various modes they have, the game itself just never feels old. It's totally worth a buy. It's a great Wii U game, and again, Wii U has had a phenomenal fucking year when it comes to games, and this is just one of the better ones that have come out for the Wii U. Again, Mario Kart 8 and Mario Kart 3D World were fantastic games, but I think this was like a big seller for a lot of people to get a Wii U if they didn't have one already, or, you know, for those who complain about owning a Wii U and not having games, well, this game would keep you busy. Honestly, like, I'm not one of those guys who goes out and buys a system for one game. I need to have other games I know that's gonna keep me into the game. But even if I went out and bought a Wii U just for this game, I know it would have been worth it and everything. I know, because I fucking play the hell out of this game with my friends and everything, as you can tell from the matches here. So this is why this is number 3 for me. It just brings about a lot of old nostalgic feelings. A time when people would come to your house and play games. Yeah, I mean, you could play this online with your friends around the world and stuff, but if you get friends in the same town, or maybe like a town or two over, invite them to come over. Don't rely on the online. Have them come to your house, get pizza, get soda, and just relive your childhood, because that's what this game does. It brings out the childhood, and I gotta tell you, they did a phenomenal fucking job for this game. So, if you haven't bought this game already, or if you're thinking about getting a Wii U, make sure this is one of the first games you get for that console when you buy it. Making the number 2 spot is a game that everybody thought would be my number 1, but it's not. I give you Bayonetta 2 for the Nintendo Wii U. Now this was a game that rightfully did not need a sequel or shouldn't have been one. Now, the first one, as great and pretty much iconic as it's become over the last couple of years, it didn't really sell that well. And a lot of people, you know, it was kind of like a cult following kind of stuff. Now, Platinum Games, you know, they are amazing at the games they do. They're always pretty damn original, and if they're borrowing something or copying something from somebody, they make it work as their own / homage to whatever it is they're borrowing from. And everything that was great about the original Bayonetta is improved in this. Graphics, battling, characters themselves. Well, okay, the story's not as great as, you know, it's not like anything better than the first. It shells out a lot, but the whole world and how everything looks and plays out, it's just phenomenal. Like, this was the reason why I wanted a Wii U in the first place. Now, a lot of people are like, really, that's it? And I was like, no, but it is the main reason why I wanted it. I knew all the other games I did want. But I gotta tell you, the characters in this time are a lot funnier, and I mean, just here, look at some of the dialogue from this clip right here.
No better than to tell you a damn thing. I'll never hear the fucking end of it. Screw the pretty ribbon. Just hurry up and put it in the box, will ya? Fuck the damn ribbon!
You know, I try to avoid doing this in my Sunday best.
Rodon? But I don't believe in Santa.
Watch your mouth, Rito.
The game itself is just over the top, incredible, funny, hilarious. The comedy is spot on. The action is well placed. It is incredibly well acted by the voice actors yet again. And again, this is just why Platinum is such an amazing game company. They put everything into perspective when it comes to, you know, characters, comedy, gameplay. How the game looks is fantastic. It beats out the original in every way possible. This, again, a lot of people are like, how is this not your game of the year? And I will get to that in my next, well, the actual game of the year itself. But again, Bayonetta 2, it might not be the family game, or a game that, you know, you would think would end up on a family system like Nintendo, but you also have to remember that Nintendo took a chance years ago, and they remade Resident Evil for the Nintendo GameCube, you know, that it went from the PlayStation to a remake. So, again, that was a big chance for them, and if it wasn't for Nintendo, Platinum would never have made this sequel. This would never have happened. So again, if you have a Wii U, you haven't experienced this game, go out and buy it. Oh, and don't worry about not playing the first one. It comes with this game too.
Wait.
Still not bitten.
Everyone I grew up with, it all happened to them. Now, it's gonna happen to us.
Listen, everyone, just...
We have a party waiting for you.
join forces. Tonight, we are no longer elves, goths, or girls. Tonight, we fight as one!
Fuck that! We do not team up with fucking elves.
Only good elf is a dead elf. My key!
His powers were too strong. The bard, he's up in one of the rooms. They took Princess Keene. They took her upstairs. I'm sure they're gonna rape her. Don't let them rape Princess Keene.
Aren't you a miserable piece of
Shit! Get the fuck off of me!
This fight will end no differently than the last kamikaze. Why won't you stay dead?
Alright everybody, here it is. The 2014 Game of the Year for me is none other than Shovel Knight. Now, this kind of surprised a lot of people that Shovel Knight took first place and not Bayonetta. Now, this was actually extremely hard for me to choose between the two because both games were phenomenal. But this game is just everything I love from video games, especially since I come from the 80s era of gaming and the 90s era, you know, the Nintendo, Super Nintendo, Sega, Genesis, that kind of stuff. And this game was everything that was great about old 8-bit games back in the day, like DuckTales, Castlevania, you know, just, there's so much in this game that you loved about old games, and it's its own game. It's not taking elements from something else in a way that you feel that it's ripping off older games and this is just a simple platformer actioner. No, that's not what this is. The game itself is beautiful from start to finish. Gameplay-wise, look-wise, it is extremely fun. It is a game that is worth the $15, and in my opinion is pretty much like my favorite game on the Wii U so far. It's just, it harbors back to a time where things were simple, no complicated plots, pretty decent plot, pretty well written, amazing characters, amazing bosses, and amazing level design. If you have not played this, if you have a PC, you know, Steam, or you get a 3DS or a Wii U, there's no reason why you should not have tried Shovel Knight at this point. It is a game that nobody will regret buying. I mean, I know I didn't regret buying it, and it's just fun. Again, start to finish, it's a great game. Replay value is extremely high, which is something that lacks these days in games. So I gotta give Yacht Club Games a big handout because they took the 2014 Game of the Year for me. This is it. Again, not Bayonetta, but kind of close, you know? I had to make the choice, and this was it. Because this just speaks to me from my childhood, and I think a lot of other people may agree with me as well. And there you have it. That was my top 5 games. I know a lot of people were probably not expecting Shovel Knight, but, you know, Shovel Knight, like I said in the video, is just a great throwback to a lot of my childhood, what made it great, what made it amazing, and Yacht Club, they just went to town with this game. They did a really good job just taking this game, like learning from past games, taking what was great about those things, and making it their own. And that's exactly what they did with this game, so that's why I do believe that it did deserve Game of the Year for me, anyway. So the real question is, what are your top games of this year, and what is your Game of the Year? Like, what would you choose for your Game of the Year and all the other games? Because, I mean, you know, like I said, there was Alien Isolation, The Walking Dead, Far Cry 4. There was a ton of games out this year. So I would like to know what you all want for your Game of the Years. Write it down below and everything, because, again, I'm really interested to see what you all think and have come up with. So, you know, as always, everybody, please subscribe, and like the video because it's free in this day and age. Free's a damn good thing. As always, everybody, thank you for watching. I will see you all in 2015. My name is One Big Boss, and I will see you all next time.